Hey y'all, it's your girl Stephanie. This is Wrestling Color Podcast right here on YouTube. Make sure you thumbs up this video. Make sure you hit subscribe to my channel if you're interested. It's free. Follow me on Pinterest and Instagram. And make sure you catch up on the old shit and the new shit. Okay? We're back in the saddle. This is my last semester. And I think I'm going to have more time to kind of talk about the topics that I want to talk about in terms of pro wrestling. I got a lot of content waiting. I just had to get my video editor. I don't know where the fuck what Windows was doing, but I got it back and we're going to get right back to what we were doing. There was a little delay there. So let's dive into what we're talking about, which is military, MAGA, Southern Belle, Lacey Evans. I'm not really sure how many reboots we're going to get of Lacey Evans, but Lacey Evans isn't a character that is sought after or popular in any sense of the word. I think it's really bizarre at the levels of military propaganda that's on display, but it does fit the historic audience of, you know, a lot of Midwest and Southern Caucasian people who are hyper patriotic and nationalistic. That type of imagery would turn them on. She got guns. She's in the mud. She's talking about she's a Marine. You know, I don't know if that's going to work out again, what they're doing, because it didn't work out when she was going on and on and on about her dad's alcoholic, her mama crackhead, she was a single mom, her daughter was a little baby, and you got to clap for me because I overcome. No one can relate to her. But when she was a sassy Southern Belle, at least she got some type of inroads. But what I notice is they keep Lacey Evans' military thing. They are consistent with that. Because if y'all didn't know, Lacey Evans was a throwback to the pinup girls of the 40s. And for a second there, they were basically calling her a whore for the beginning of her, you know, main roster run when she came up from NXT absolutely too soon. When she was in a program with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, that was a complete nightmare. But we all made it through. Then for whatever reason, she got knocked up. And that's when she was messing with Ric Flair because she was in a program with Charlotte. And then she got knocked up, went away, did her pregnancy thing, came back, and hasn't really gotten her footing. And she ain't going to get her footing at the rate she going.
But yielding to none. Close combat techniques. Counterattacks. Identify weakness and strike with precision. You are the weapon, and your method of destruction is the Cobra Clutch.
Your next mission, if you so choose to accept it. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What is going on? It's just so like, I'm just waiting for her to do that. The Cobra Clutch. Which, by the way, Sergeant Slaughter told her to come on down to his slaughter ranch or whatever the fuck he got going on, so he could train her in the usage of I guess it's a more hyper version of the Cobra Clutch that he want to train her in. Child, listen. Please don't bring back Sergeant Slaughter and his mouth, because we already see what happened with Baron Corbin and Bradshaw. Someone, anybody in the comments, can y'all tell me what Baron Corbin and Bradshaw are doing? Because nothing has changed with Baron Corbin. They're literally a square and a circle walking down the ramp every time they come out there. It's absolutely cringe and ridiculous. Why is Baron Corbin paired with Bradshaw? Why? With that being said, let's get back to Lacey. Now, Lacey had missed 2 rotations of SmackDown because Lacey decided to get her stupid ass on to the internet and she went ahead and posted a video from someplace called Critical Health News. And in the video, this guy named Jody Wallach is a veterinarian turned naturopathic physician. Don't know what that is. It's probably junk science. And he basically said that preservatives in the foods and stuff like that is what is causing ADHD. That's what she said. This guy said that ADHD and ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder, are not real, and it's not real because it wasn't around when he was a kid. Let's roll back. Now I got to dig into my education. When we talk about mental health in the United States, we have to remember this is the same country that put on buildings, on actual hospitals, home for imbeciles, Refirmary for morons. This is the same place. This is how they handled mental health for hundreds of years. If you were promiscuous, you were considered a mental health risk, and you had lobotomies, and they would do hysterectomies. If you were poor, you were a mental health issue. So if you had a child who seemed to be delayed, who didn't speak on time, who had neurodivergent issues, that child was diagnosed as simply mentally ill or moronic. So of course, in the 19th and 20th centuries, there were no terms for that. Even now, boys tend to show depression in more animated ways per se, and those symptoms of depression are labeled ODD, oppositional defiance disorder, and ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, when simply the child is having a failure to thrive because of what is going on at the home. I personally think that these things happen in utero. Two people have sex, two different genetics get together. You don't know the father's history as far as back as you can go, or you don't know the mother's history as far as back she could go. Genetics is a motherfucker, because some shit that genetically modified your DNA back in the 1600s will show up today. So a lot of this stuff is happening within the body. Yeah, you eat bad foods, it's going to manifest, but I don't think eating bad foods is going to give you ADHD. Like, it's just not something you want to put out there. The reason why people were upset with her is because it causes harm to the study and the people willing to donate, because they're just like, well, Lacey Evans is right. It's a bunch of bullshit. I'll just keep my money. We can't do that. We cannot do that. Stop being stupid. And someone also called her out and said, well, Lacey, you were promoting corn dogs, which is literal frankenfood. She has not addressed it, has not come back to it, none of that. So with all that being said, I'm not really sure why she's continuously being repackaged as some type of military cyborg, run down the people. I don't know what she's doing, and I don't think it's going to work. So we got another vignette. They decided to put her on there. Charlotte came back the same time. I get the feeling that Lacey and Charlotte are about to collide. That's going to be a hell on wheels, those damn promos. Anyway, so it's a new character. She's supposed to debut. Maybe she'll come out Friday coming up. They didn't even, let you know nothing. They just put the video up there. Not really clear what she's going on. She's exercising and beating up girls. I don't know why she keeps getting repackaged. She reminds me of Liv Morgan. Repackage. Nothing happens. She's right back at point A. And that's what's going. Lacey Evans is just going to fall off the radar completely eventually. It's just not going to work. Give her back her old gimmick, and let's just go back to that, because she was getting it over a little bit. I mean, jeez. I don't know. They want to lean into her downtrodden backstory, and I'm just not interested. I don't want to see Lacey Evans. You tell me what you think about this new reboot and the bullshit she got going on, and it's going to backfire. Now, Vince McMahon is back. That is his golden girl, so I could be wrong. She might be on TV as much as she was last year. Not last year, a few years ago, where she was on TV non-fucking stop. And it was just like, oh my God, are you kidding? Hit me in the comments and let me know. This is Wrestling Color Podcast.